What's up, guys? This is Tunde Joseph, and welcome to this content. Today, I'm going to be exposing your mind to the second part of Cbex. If you actually saw the first video I did on Cbex, you should understand. You should understand that uh, I actually did some explanation about Cbex, if Cbex is a scam or not, things you're meant to do, things you need to know, my experience with it, and how I've been able to interact with it. If you don't, if you haven't seen this video, I will advise you should go and see that video because I am doing the second part of it. So right now I'm using this interface. This is a forest interface I'm going to be using to do the whole analysis I want to do, and I'll be sharing my screen to show you all you need to know about Cbex. This is the second side of it. We actually have done the first side. Now, take it to the very end, and I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'll be showing you some massive things and result my students have been getting in terms of trading in general. Now, coming to Cbex, like I told you about the whole thing about Cbex, now we need to look at the second part. In the first instance, I actually said that I'm making some upgrade about things I said because I have better understanding and experience compared to before. Now, I told you the least you can actually get deposit is 350, right? But ideally, the least is 100, right? The least is 100. But the reason why I was sold on this 350 was because 300 and above is actually like where you get the benefit. When you deposit 300 above, you get a bonus on your deposit. I think 8, I'm not sure about this. I think 8% or 5%. Yeah, is either 5% or 8%. But what you should know is on depositing, you actually get a bonus. So by the time you deposit, the next thing you're going to see that your money increase, you'll be surprised. So don't be surprised. What they did right there is to give you a deposit bonus. The fact that your money is above $300 in deposit, right? So now the other side of the whole story, there is a video going around and viral, like Cbex from China, and they are not functioning. They warned against it, but ideally there is actually another Cbex. I'm not talking based on because I do it. No, I'm being open and unsentimental view of mine about Cbex actually, and I did that in my first video, and I'm going to still maintain that that perspective. It's throughout all my videos. You actually know that all my videos are very, very authentic and as simplified as possible. Now, there's another one I heard. There's another one in Singapore, and this is the one we are working with. Even if this thing happens to be on the wrong side of the spectrum, right? Giving 2% every single day to everybody, you will not on time. This is an online opportunity, and I want everybody to understand that. When it comes to online opportunity, the best thing is you jump into it as early as possible and as fast as possible and take and be part of it and ensure that you secure your capital. And apart from that, the first thing any scam industry or company or game or franchise or whatever you want to call it or framework we do is to their promise their audience like very, very high return. That's very high that is return on investment. Return on investment, sorry. So they will promise you very high return on investment. That is unrealistic, right? And this one is just to ensure everybody gets in on fast to stir up the waters to get people in. You get what I'm saying? So by the time somebody is actually giving you 2%, it looks reasonable on a daily basis. Even as a trader, most people can't even get 2% if it's not that this thing is AI based. And this is why people are able to stay down on 2% and launch after or run after consistency. And if you remember, I've been advocating the fact that as a trader, your goal is not profit, your goal is being consistent. Your goal is being consistent, how you can be consistent. And by the time you are able to get that consistency, you can actually have that profit rolling in as much as you can, because you have what? You have that consistency. Now, consistency comes from discipline and quite a number of things, but I'm actually focused on secrets in this very context, right? So one thing you need to actually understand: when opportunity shows up, try to actually use our investment checklist. Investment checklist. Look at the goods and the services they are offering. Look at their structure. Look at what they are promising. Look at social proof. Look at ensure you go for your capital first, and ensure you are risking what you can afford to lose. Don't go and carry your rent and go and invest in it, and by the time it's not like when you lose any money, it won't pain you don't actually, you won't feel the pain. You will feel the pain, but the real deal is you won't feel the pain as much as you using most of all your money to actually just discuss a thing. So if you're not believing so much in it, you can start with $100 ideally, but you won't have access to all the benefit. And the best thing is, if you are funding first, the first funding, they want it to actually really, really count, because if your first funding is 100, you are actually like, you have limited the creation of your account to like around 100 or something like that. So, but by the time you have 100 and 200 and above, you can participate in a lot of things. So for the rebate, that is the commission or the reward, how they call it, right? You get you don't get 10%. In my first video, I told you 10%, but ideally you are getting 7%. The ideal thing I keep telling you, first thing first, is to go after your capital. Immediately you get your capital, remove your money and continue trading with the rest. At all, now in bad pass. That is, at least you have something. It's even not, it's better than you not having anything at all. So, and to make your capital in a month, in the first month, you should have like 80% or so. So 80% of your capital. So ideally, it should be taking you like 6 weeks to actually make your capital. 6 weeks to make your capital. 6 weeks to make your capital. So that is how it works, like 5 to 6 weeks to make your capital. Because if you multiply 2 times in a compound interest, the increase is actually in the compound interest. So the next thing I want to talk about, the timing, right? Timing. Some people complain about when they drop the signal. Ideally, they drop the signal around to something. It's AI, is the market. You can't say this is exactly the time. This is exactly the time. No, there are some times that okay, it might come earlier, it might come late, it might come earlier, it might come late, due to the fact that it's still the trading market, right? Now, the other time is around 7 something. So you can't actually say this is a specific time that it should be around 7. And before I said 5, but ideally now it's actually around 7. So you need to really put that in mind. So, but the rebate is when your clients actually deposit. Let me say somebody actually click my link in the description right now, or you send me a message. I'm going to leave my WhatsApp number there so that you can message me. You send me a message and say, okay, you want to deposit $1,000. By the time you deposit $1,000, I will get $70 out of the money. But one thing I will always tell you, see, anything can happen to this thing right now. Anything can get to happen. But ensure you secure your capital. Ensure you secure your capital. But I'm not falling anytime soon. Now I'm going to show you my my Instagram. So I'll show you my chat with the customer service to show you the response I've been getting and how fast it has been. So okay, so let's do this together. I want to be as plain as possible to tell you that okay, I'm actually involved in this thing in full time. So this is what I got for you. So this is just like this. This is just like this. You can see how they are responding. You can see the complaints, blah blah blah. You see this one is 4 and 7:30. This 4 p.m. But around 2, that's when they drop this. So it's not really valid. So you see, newcomer, you get 7% for the invite. You get 7% for the invite and all. So this is how it was. You don't need to read everything. Myself, I don't understand everything in depth. All those things that are there, I don't really understand all of them in depth. So this is where I am chatting with their customer care service, and they are responding to me as fast as they can. Right? There are two people, this person and this other person. So that is how it works, to show you that I'm actually talking to these people behind the scene, to show you how authentic they are. So now back to what we're saying. So you can actually start with 100, but you know that your money will just be going by $2 every single day. But ideally, it's in compound interest. It's in compound interest. It's not just in a linear dimension. But the compound interest, I also observe that it's not an immediate. It doesn't take an immediate effect. So you also need to consider that in your mind. So, in spite of everything I've said, I think I've been able to explain to you the corrections I actually saw in Cbex, and see how you can actually take that to the next level. Yeah, app is not on the app, on the store. It's not on your Android store or on your iOS like that. So there's another way you can actually approach it. If you're using Android, it will be easier for you to download. So it's on their web, not other platform. I guess probably they don't want them any hard or something like that, or it's not 100% out there. But for me to say 100% Cbex is Cbex, I will need another verification to that, like another stamping verification to that. But from what I am seeing, I am 65% convinced or 70% convinced that they would stand the test of time, right? So when you want to do it, just have it at the back of your mind that anything can get to happen. So why I'm saying that, I said I'm going to show you my group and how they have been doing. There's a strategy called Printology. And if you have not heard that, you are really missing out. It's very simple, straightforward, and universal. When I mean universal, it means that it means that you can use it on any market. The forex market has different parts of it. You have the crypto, you have the synthetics, you have the option, you have the stock market also. So look at this person. Look at what this person did. Look at the analysis, how simple and straightforward. And it was just milking it as it was just going down and moving on and on. And I'm very happy about the result all these guys are getting. Look at how the analysis is so clean, easy to read. So clean, easy to read. This is where they post their analysis. And I actually give an insight of the correction of the analysis. Oh, this is how we should do it. This is how we should do it. Look at their result. Look at result. Look at result. Look at result. I'm not saying that it is 100%. There is no strategy that is 100%, but I can tell you for a fact that this is easy to master. Within 2 weeks, you can master this strategy. It's not like you have to go to a huge roller coaster like other strategy and all. You can master. You can be a newbie and master this thing. Look at the impulsive move right here, and I expose your mind to those things that are not really in alignment. Like I help you remove those programming in your mind about trading first. Then, if you like to do this, if you like to join the community, there are over 200 something there. It's actually a paid Printology course. It's a paid one. Just send me a DM. I'm going to reply you and add you to the group, and you can see the massive result they are getting, be it currency, be it crypto, be it stock, and all. Right. And then you always have my support every now and then. My number will be on my on the description. Send me a message, and all that of my social media are also active. I'll actually plead with you that you should subscribe to the channel, and also like the video and comment what you will like to see more of me doing. And I really appreciate your time. I hope you actually got something about this. If you have any question, just leave it in the comment section, and I'm going to respond to you. Do have a great time. People wise, let's go.